I was just thinking about this, dude. I mean, that's like the orthopedist. I was supposed to be there because I dislocated my knee and shit. I spent an hour there, dude. 5 minutes she talked about my damn knee. And then 55 minutes she was like, how come you're unemployed and you ain't got a job? Remember that? And I said, well, you know, you don't know Taylorville's economy. That didn't mean. I had to lecture her for 55 minutes on this town. And how my family disowns me because I'm gay and shit. And the fucking inheritance stuff. And how our family just broke apart because, you know, your dad died, who's my grandfather. And, you know, you guys fought each other over the inheritance. And you tried to make peace. No one gave a damn. And then they disowned me because I'm gay and shit and all the rest of it. And, you know, and I told her straight up, Taylorville is like very ultra conservative. It's very religious. It's very like if you're not from this town, we don't want to have anything to do with you. There's very little to no economic growth here. We have the meth epidemic here and all the rest of it. And she sat there and she actually had a lot of sympathy for me. And she said that she had absolutely no idea what Taylorville was like until she talked to me. Remember Siri was that way? How she's like, gee, gee, ga, goo, goo, you know, those women, fucking liberals are. And I told her straight up how it was like here, and then she got all serious and stuff, and she said, I had no idea that it was that bad here. Amanda was that way. And she said, I had no idea it was that bad here. Norton said that. Had no idea it was that bad here. Megan said that. No idea it was that bad here. Those are all doctors. You know? And then you had, you know, I called that one person that was up there in Springfield, that one of those desk people that connects you to things, you know, I don't know which receptionist. And I told her about that. And she said why do you live there? I said, because I have $10 in my bank account and there's no way I'm getting a job here. Because there's none available. And if it is available, they said, I'm not going to hire you because I've never seen you before. You see what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Because, you know, I'm not from here, that kind of shit. You know, and she said it sounds like an absolutely horrible place to live. And she said that she came from, what town was she from? It's like Pana or some shit. Yeah, and she said that it was pretty bad there with meth and stuff, but she said she had no idea Taylorville was that way too. She said that's why she left Pana, or wherever it was she was from. It was some town like that. And she moved to Springfield. She thinks it's fantastic there. You know? Yeah, how many examples am I supposed to give you? I mean, it's ridiculous. This town is literally dying. The mayor even said there's not going to be Taylorville in 4 or 5 years. Yeah. It's not going to exist. We're on a sinking ship, and it's either you get the fuck up and leave, or you stay here and it sinks. Pick which one. You know? I don't want to be here when it sinks. I talk about all these hooded guys we're seeing around town. These weird dudes.
They're gang people.
Hurry up.
I don't know what gangs they're from or anything, because I don't know a lot about gangs.
I'm not going to say because this is the internet and I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. But that's obviously what they are. I remember seeing one that was like yelling on his cell phone, which attracted attention.
We've witnessed drug deals. Remember the pregnancy crisis center? Yeah, there was drug deals in their parking lots. There used to be kids that urinate on their cars and shit. Yeah. People hate Christians, man. They really do. Our country's really deeply divided. And you know what, guys? This is the future of news. Citizen journalism. That's what 4 TV said, and that's what the New York Times said. What I'm doing right here with this fucking camera. You know? We're talking about shit no paper has talked about. Because frankly, no one gives a damn about Taylorville. Am I right?
Like people who do, or people, I guess, that are from here and think it's terrific or something.
Yeah, talk about how there's some people here that think it's, like, fantastic and there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, they have family, and they're close to their families.
Yeah, their families actually give a shit, unlike ours.
So therefore, it makes a different environment. They're not so worried about what's going on around them because their environment is friendly to them, you know?
Yeah.
There's a grandma who lives a few streets over.
Yeah, just go on. We're running out of time.
And all that. So, you know, yeah, that makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. And those people they'll go down with the ship because this is the ship they want to be on.
Yeah, I remember the mayor said that he had Judge Spears over there, and they tried to make this documentary about how great Taylorville is and stuff, and it didn't work, and they only had 5 people in the theater.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's all it is about, Taylorville's fantastic and there's no place like home or whatever. Every time that I left Taylorville, when I lived in Chicago for 6 months, when I lived in Springfield for a day, when I visited Springfield 12 times with the U.S. Army, with half-sisters, with girlfriends, all the rest of it. And you know what? It makes me hate where I live even more. It makes me want to leave it more. It doesn't make me appreciate what I got. It makes me think to myself, how come we can't be like them? It's like that Angry Grandpa video. I'm up here.
I know.
It's like that Angry Grandpa video where they had no power. And all their neighbors had their lights on. And Angry Grandpa pointed at a neighbor and said, why can't we be like them? And Michael says, well, maybe it's because they paid their fucking bill.
Yeah.
And because he had to spend his money on it. I got to get my root. Because the hag jumped on me last night. But anyway, the point is, and that's like Taylorville. I ain't got no money for food, but I always got drug money. Remember that guy said that Aaron guy? He said he's always got dope money, but he never has money for food. Because to these guys, the priority for them is to get high, not to feed yourself.
Yeah.
The junkie will always choose the drugs over the food. Studies have shown that. I remember this one time in this one Cops episode, this guy was no, it wasn't Cops, it was Dog the Bounty Hunter. This guy had a choice either between a crack pipe or McDonald's, and the guy took the crack pipe. And then Dog took it out of his hand and threw it on the ground and smashed it. You see what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Mom? I mean, like at the end of every episode, he gives him the cigarette and says, you gotta find Jesus, bro. Well, that's something Taylorville hasn't done, right? Would you say Jesus is here?
I haven't seen him.
I'm not talking about
No,
Jesus
I know.
from Mexico, I mean.
I haven't seen him in the streets. I haven't seen...
There's no God
some
here.
kindness in 20-some years, but not really a lot.
I mean, would you go as far as say that Taylorville doesn't have Jesus? I would say
Well,
that.
if they have any of them, it's his toes or something.
Yeah, talk about how those priests over there, how one said he's an agnostic and the other one said he's just a counselor.
Yeah. And the other one ain't nothing. He doesn't even know what he is.
First Baptist.
Yeah.
Say that.
And plus he's a Jehovah's Witness, but he follows the
Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon. Talk about a weird combo.
Remember that guy was at Jim Wolf's church way back when I was a little kid screaming about the devil and the cops had to go over there?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I don't know what that was all about.
That
We
was
never
weird.
Did, but
I don't know if he's aware of that or not, but that was weird.
Yeah. But yeah, we were out taking him walking to somebody from that church or in their parking lot anyway. There was a number of people. It wasn't just one person.
Yeah.
But this one person was yelling and saying something about the devil and all the stuff, and
The cops showed up and I don't know.
there were people coming in and out.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what was going
Talk about the gunshots we've heard the last week.
Yeah, I've heard several gunshots.
One was a small arms shot, and the other one was a rifle shot.
Yeah.
It was a
But
crack rifle.
You can't call the police about it because you don't know where that.
Yeah, and you could get arrested for abusing the 911 system.
Yeah,
We don't have anything to say. We heard a gunshot. What are we supposed to say?
Yeah, well, that's nice. That's what they could say.
Yeah.
Because what are they going to do? Go door to door and search
Hey, you got a gun?
potentially 100 homes or something?
Yeah, and if you ask,
know?
what are you supposed to ask? Did you fire a weapon or something?
Yeah. What if
Of
they
course
don't
they're gonna
come to
say
the
no.
door? You're going to kick it in because it might be the house.
Yeah, but Mom,
What if they ain't
that's
home?
against the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah.
Unreasonable search and seizures.
So you can't.
You would need You need a court order for 100 houses to see if one person fired a gun.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it.
Right. If there was somebody.
If this was Canada, they would, or England,
if there
because
was
guns are
somebody who
illegal.
lived next door to them and heard it or whatever, then
Yeah, but no one
You know.
called the cops. Either time that happened, no one called the cops.
it's like when Ricky shot himself. Before he shot himself, he called. the
He
cops.
called the cops before he shot himself, right?
Yeah, he faked out like he wasn't him.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah. I heard a gunshot in 800 block of West Franklin.
Yep.
He goes in the house and blows his head off. And they call
Remember
him.
talking about that one woman that lit herself on fire?
Yeah. And down the street from us, when we lived on Franklin, there was that lady that had a husband and two
Just hurry up.
boys. And they were always making fun of her and belittling her and how stupid she was and blah, blah, blah. So she couldn't take it anymore. she felt friendless in the world, and she went out in the garage and she poured gasoline on herself and lit a match.
Well, there was an old lady just last week. Lorelai was telling us that they said in the paper there's this old woman that fumigated herself or whatever it was. What's that thing where you take the goddamn, you kill yourself with car fumes or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck? Yeah.
Carbon monoxide poisoning. And yeah, that's happened before too.
Suicide is pretty common here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Remember John was telling me that one time. He couldn't believe how many suicides there were. From 2000 to 2015, we've had roughly 300 to 400 people have died here. How many births have we had? 150. About 70 of them had to be in Springfield. Because we don't deliver babies anymore, don't you know?
Yeah.
You know? Roughly 60% of the population is between the ages of 50 and 70. You know? Less than 10% of the population are between the ages of 8 and 20. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a town full of old, decrepit people who are like really religious.